Hello and welcome to this videocast for subscribers to davidicke.com. Well, I'm recording this just a few minutes after a solar eclipse over Britain, almost total in one place, way up north. And it's kind of appropriate that it happened when I'm just about to do this because I'm going to talk about the manipulation of energy and Hollywood's um, involvement in that. And energy is also the manipulation of information, manipulation of perception. But just very quickly, I was watching the eclipse live on the BBC because it's been really cloudy where I live. And there's a guy there, a so-called expert on the heavens and astronomy called Brian Cox, and he pointed out something that pointed out in my books, that the solar eclipse happens because the moon is 400 times smaller than the sun, and it's 400 times nearer to the earth. And so that combination means that at the time of a solar eclipse, a total solar eclipse, the moon looks the same size as the sun from the earth. And he said that, and then followed it by saying, but that's a complete coincidence. Well, it ain't. And I've gone into this, among much else, in the perception deception. The idea that that is a coincidence just betrays a total misunderstanding, I would suggest, and certainly a an imprisonment of possibility that mainstream science is infested with. And mainstream science will never answer the great questions of life because it's looking in the wrong place. Indeed, it won't look in many places because it's outside of its field of official song sheet. And the other thing that I noticed when people were talking about their experience of the eclipse today is that they felt weird, they said. It was a strange feeling, it was a strange atmosphere. And what is atmosphere? Atmosphere is energy. So when you're at a football match, or a soccer match, and there's a big excited crowd, people feel like the hair's standing on the back of their neck, and they feel this energy. And what is that? That's an electromagnetic field generated by the excitement or the emotion of the crowd. So everything is energy, and everything is affected by energy, and energy is affected by everything. So if something really bad, really unpleasant happens in a house, for instance, you feel this when you go in some of these old mansions and old churches and old castles, maybe. You go in and you go, oh dear, I don't like this. Ooh, it's eerie. What is eerie? It's atmosphere. What is atmosphere? It's the impregnation on that energy of the nature of the experience that has happened there. And you get other people, they'll go into a room and think, oh, this place feels so joyous, so happy. And that's just another situation that impregnated itself upon that energy field, which then people feel. So when you are coming from that perspective and you look at Hollywood, it is the manipulation of global perception, and it uses very deep esoteric or satanic, more like, techniques and rituals to manipulate energy, to manipulate perception, and to manipulate the viewers of the movies. And I've been all over the world, and Hollywood movies are everywhere. They are one of the great ways that people's perceptions of everything, historical events, whatever, can be manipulated to believe a fairy story instead of looking at what actually happened. And the reason I'm saying all this is I watched a DVD this week, which I think has just come out, of a movie film that's called Starry Eyes. And it is the story of an actress getting caught up in the satanic cult that is Hollywood. And it's not just Hollywood; it's the mainstream, the mega mainstream entertainment industry in general, because people don't become superstars by accident. Yes, sometimes it's pure talent, but rarely. It's what is behind you. I mean, I've seen so many talented people get absolutely nowhere because they're not what the system uh, wants, not what the system requires. And this movie, Starry Eyes, was about about the way they chose people and why they chose people and what they were then going to use them for. And you look at the very name, Hollywood. Hollywood. The holly was the sacred wood of the Druids in Celtic times, and Harry Potter in the massively esoteric, impregnated Harry Potter books and films had a holly wand, and the the whole thing about holly can be seen in so many different places. For instance, our Christmas, of course, is associated with holly, but it comes from Saturnalia, which was the Roman festival up into the same period, midwinter, around what we call Christmas. Um, Saturnalia was the festival of worship to the god of the Romans, Saturn. And holly, esoterically, is associated with Saturn. And if anyone's, of course, read my books in recent years, they'll see the massive importance that I place upon Saturn and why, in terms of Satanism, Saturnism, and how it relates to all these rituals and how it relates to the network that manipulates and directs life on Earth currently. And so when we look at the Christmas festival, we're looking at Saturnalia. What they used to do in Rome at that time is they had holly as part of the ritual. They exchanged gifts, they decorated trees. Our Christmas is just the worship of Saturn. And, I don't think it's a coincidence at all that Santa is an anagram of Satan, because Satan, Saturn, these are interchangeable terms when you get into the levels of ritual that go on all around the world and go on massively in Hollywood, holy wood, the holy wood of the Druids. And over the years, I've met many people in California and the Hollywood, Los Angeles area, who've told me stories of taking part or being aware of the satanic ritual network in Hollywood and Los Angeles. And again, they say they use Celtic Druidic ritual as well as Babylonian ritual.